Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Woo. Okay, so there's lots going on in the world outside of our space, but I thought that we could just talk about something completely inconsequential for an hour because sometimes you just need a minute away from things. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about beauty gurus in 2016, why it was such a big deal, why beauty gurus were so popular back then, and why it's never going to happen again. Like that will never come back, in my opinion. That's never going to come back. And I reason why I want to do this live and not an edited video is because I feel like depending on your perspective on what you use the beauty space for, you're going to have different perspectives on why it died and why it's not coming back. But I really do think a lot of us will be able to agree that it's not coming back. Like that time period when you could do, like people were doing makeup tutorials and they were getting millions of views on a makeup tutorial. You know what I mean? I don't think that's ever coming back. I think it's done. I think people need to let it go because I feel like, a lot of content creators are still wanting that to be a thing and still wanting to, like, they're working so hard and they're trying so hard and they're creating good content. Like if it was 2016, this content would do so well, but it's not performing. And it's like I see how hard people are working in some of the content. And I'm just talking about very specific to like the 2016 style of content. There are a lot of content creators that are doing different variations on, like, I'm not speaking generally about every content creator that's doing reviews or that are doing tutorials or whatever. I'm not talking about everybody. It's just a select group of people that I feel like are just really holding on. And I feel so bad because I know they're working so hard. So I want to talk about it and like talk about how we can, because back then we had a lot of attention on our beauty space and beauty creators were doing really, really well. And I want to talk about what I think we can do as content creators to create better content that's more relevant in 2025 so more people want to watch what we're making. um and I think that I do have a level of, like, not arrogance isn't the right word, but the choices that I've made have worked lately, so I want people to be able to find their own thing that works, and I feel like I have advice for that. But also I know that there's a bias there because whenever something is going well, of course you think you know everything, right? But there may be other factors that are completely out of my control. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not trying to say I know everything about everything because I absolutely do not. But I do feel like I've got some perspective that I want to share about it. And I know our community does too, because I know that you all know what you like to watch and what you want to watch and maybe what you miss about 2016 that creators are just not getting. So if we have a conversation about, maybe we can bring some attention back to the beauty space as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. Let's have a good conversation. But before we do, I want to say hello very quickly to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. I want to say hello to the people that are here. And because they're going to help us with this conversation. And that's amazing. And I love that for us. Tish, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Teresa, hello. Teresa says hello. Welcome to live chat. Hope you're doing well. Waiting for another storm system here. Friday was awful for North Dakota with a tornado outbreak, and another is for today. Oh my gosh. We're getting that the summer weather starting to come in. So I'm hoping, I need everybody to stay safe. Let's all, put out good vibes into the universe. Teresa, thank you for being here. And thank you to the rest of our moderator team, Flory, Steph, and Audra, for being here. Teresa, that thing that I've been telling you I've been going to do for like a month, I think I'm finally going to be able to do the thing this week. It's been real wild in my life. We had Father's Day, my husband's birthday last week, and then getting this Trisha Paytas video out was a feat. So I finally can feel like I can breathe. I feel like I haven't been able to breathe for the past like month and a half, as far as like work and like doing a lot of things like outside of work. I've had some doctor's appointments and things, nothing serious, but a lot of stuff going on. So just know I have not forgotten you and Florian. I've not forgotten. I feel bad because it's taken me forever. Nasha, good morning. Good to see you. Carrie, good morning. Made it early today for the first time in ages. Hope everyone had a great week. Thank you. Hope you had a great week too. Ms. Lavender, hello. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. The weather in Toronto is crazy hot. Oh my goodness. Toronto's not usually that hot, is it? Carrie, good morning to you. Nasha says, good for you, rainy weekend here. Angie, good morning from hot, steaming, sweltering Minnesota. Or was that's Minnesota, right? Minnesota? Montana? Minnesota. So my brain's glitching. Anna, hope everyone is well watching today's Makeup News. I'll have to watch the rest later. Oh, thank you for watching it. Thank you. I appreciate you. And Jessica, hello, everyone. First time able to catch a live. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well, Jessica. I went to the my high school's class of 1995 reunion last night. And it was very interesting. I was very nervous. I wasn't even a little nervous to go. I was very nervous to go because I was worried I wasn't going to know anybody, like I wasn't going to recognize people, but it was really interesting. Like the people, it's funny how, like I talked to other people who go to the reunions. They're like, yeah, the same cliques form and it's the same people. That was not like, there were people that said hi to me and that I talked to that were so above my popularity grade that I was just shocked that they even had a conversation with because you revert back. I mean, it's been 30 years since I've seen some of these people. And yeah, it was really interesting. And then I got to hang out with my reunion organizers. We're organizing ours for next year, our 30 year for next year. But it was lovely. And then I walked out of the reunion and found out that there was news happening that we did not know in the reunion. But yeah, so yeah, it was definitely very interesting. Reunions are weird, man. And that's, I think, probably why I was inspired to do this live chat, because I kind of feel like 2016, like thinking about it almost feels like a high school reunion kind of thing. Like looking at the pictures, I got this article. This article's from Fashionista, and the article is the 21 most influential beauty vloggers of 2016, a deep dive into the beauty YouTubers that helped change the game this year. I mean, that was like peak, right? And it's got Jackie Aina as like the cover model for this article. It's a fantastic picture of her too. But yeah, Minnesota. I don't know what my brain just glitched. I don't know. My brain was glitching. I don't know. Okay, so yeah. This is the thing. I feel like 2016 was a special time because of where we had come from up to that point. So in 2009 to like 2012, 2013, we were in our bedrooms with like the ring light were on the floor, and that was good enough, right? And then the quality started improving. In like 2013, 2014, 2015, the quality of everybody's content visually got so much better. Everything brightened. People started getting pretty backgrounds. And I think it's because people started getting monetized and people started realizing that this could actually be a job. Like it started getting some press of like, we can actually do this. There were brands that were doing affiliate links back then. There was, we were starting to see the monetization, the true monetization of beauty content on YouTube. So that upgrade from this kind of dark, dingy lighting with bad angles, and then going into 2014, everything brightened and you could really see what people were doing. And it's like, wow, I've never seen a makeup tutorial like this before. Because it's not like there's a lot of content out there like on television or anything. There was nowhere to find like makeup tutorials, at least to my knowledge. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no like where to like find makeup tutorials. So this was so brand new and exciting. Like to have somebody that knows what they're doing, that's really good at it, doing makeup tutorials was a really big deal. And now, like in comparison with now, of course, they're very easy to find. So I feel like that's one reason why 2016 is never going to come back, because there's already so much of that content out there that was popular from 2014 to 2018 as far as the tutorial aspect of it. So there has to be something in addition to that, that I feel like you have to have something more than that. It can't just be a beautiful tutorial because there's so many beautiful tutorials that already exist, right? It also doesn't help that the trends right now are very subtle makeup. And I feel like the people that are super talented with colorful makeup just aren't getting the love that they deserve for how difficult that makeup is to do, just because the trend isn't quite there. And I think I do think that we will go back to that bright, colorful makeup and it will become more mainstream again. It's just not quite there yet. So I feel like those creators that are extremely talented with the colorful makeup just need to hang in there. That's just my advice, my thoughts. I do think the colorful makeup is going to come back, and I think people will appreciate it more. And I think people that do colorful makeup will have an edge eventually over people that can only do more natural makeup and people that are less talented like I. So I think that that's definitely a thing. But I think just like the straight tutorial was so special in 2014 to 2016. And by the time we hit 2016, it was like peak tutorial where people had music in the background and the transitions, and we were learning new things that were new to us. Of course, they'd been in drag for however many decades, there's these techniques that had existed, but they were hitting more mainstream and they were new to a lot of us. And it was exciting and people wanted to try it and people were playing with art, right? And I feel like that was a very special time in that it was a discovery period, but now that's been discovered. So where do we go from here when it comes to that? That's where I think the lapse comes. That's where I'm at, but I want to hear what you all are saying. Sandra says Jackie Aina and Patricia Bright became the token Black beauty influencers. There was no room for any other Black beauty content creators to become big. I think that, yes. And I think a lot of that is from, this is just my opinion, from deep-rooted racism of a lot of white viewers, where white viewers felt, and I saw this in my comment section, and we call it racism, call it color, whatever the label you want to put on it. But the action was that white viewers didn't feel like they could get anything from a Black woman doing makeup because of the color tone difference, where that, reciprocally was not happening. Right. So I feel like that limited the number of Black women that were able to, something had to be different about them to make them stand out, where a white woman creator could be much more mediocre and do very well, where the Black women creators had to have something extra beyond being talented in order to get white viewers to watch. And I think that's part of why Jackie blew up so hard, because Jackie had that like really fun, boisterous personality and was very entertaining. And I think that's why, like, it wasn't enough to just be talented as a Black woman beauty doing tutorials because of that. That's kind of what I saw at the time, to kind of add on to what you're saying, Sandra, because I feel like you're absolutely right with that. And I feel like now I see a lot of, like, I'm thinking about like my friend Audra, who has done more commentary now and is finding a lot more success. I'm seeing a lot more Black women do well in commentary rather than or like even beauty commentary rather than the makeup space. And I think that that's rooted in bigotry / racism / colorism. And it was really not fair. And it wasn't right. It wasn't right. So I'm 100% with you, Sandra. Thank you for sharing your perspective on that, because yeah, it's really freaking unfortunate. Ricky says the only makeup tutorial I remember are the ones that were in magazines. Yes, before. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tara says, I was sitting on, and it was like picture, picture, picture. It was a little harder than the actual tutorial. Tara says, I was sitting on my floor in front of a mirror and window. All makeup was in the plastic container bought at Walmart and a stool. Yeah. Yeah. It was totally different time. Totally different time. Dolphins Girl skipped the reunion, skip my 10, but went to my 20. I reconnected with those local peeps I wanted to. Don't think I'll go to any future iterations. The clicks were still very prevalent. And I hear that from a lot of people that go to reunions. Absolutely. Okay, Victoria says, I started watching Pixie Woo, Sam and Nick Chapman for makeup tutorials in 2011-ish, and they were like a Bobby Brown book come to life. So talented, informative. Yeah, and their ability to explain was so good. So good. Julie says, I started watching in 20s. Hi, Julie. Julie says, I started watching in 2017 when I had knee surgery and my daughter suggested makeup tutorials. Yeah. Yep. And I started watching in 2009. 2010, something like that. Emily Noel was my go-to. Emily Noel, because I love the reviews, but also she's so talented. Emily Noel was like my person. She was my best friend in my head back then. Pam says, I think the trust of influencers is what caused the change now, more accountability, and we are seeking those we can trust. Yeah. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. That's another piece of it. So I think that back then, the monetization, it's the whole thing, follow the money, right? So wherever the money is what we're going to get. And the money comes from the eyeballs. So it starts with the eyeballs. What are people watching? And what are people creating an economy around? And then that will lead what content is popular, because that will make the creator make more money and it's a reinforcement that will make the creator want to make more money, right? So whatever people are watching will lead to whatever the creator can make more money. And that's the way the industry goes, right? So back then in 2016, there was the economy of the tutorial. There was also the economy of the review, right? Of the makeup review. All extremely monetizable, affiliate links, monetizable, and being trustworthy. Going back to what we were just talking about, being trustworthy was extremely important. If people found out that you were not trustworthy, it was like death. Like, it was not good. People would come and roast you in the comments, even the littlest inconsistency. So people maybe using a product in one video and saying they love it, and then a product, 3 months later, they have the same product and they say they don't love it. All of a sudden, you're not trustworthy. Maybe you just changed your mind. Maybe you just used it more and changed your mind. But being trustworthy was extremely important and valuable, because money was on the line for the customer. And I think for some people it still is, but the vast majority of people that are watching the short form content don't care if somebody is honest or trustworthy. Where the value is now is in entertainment. It's in that addition. It's not as much in the value of the honest review or the value of giving a good tutorial. It's all about, how can I be entertained? And that's how we follow the money now. And I think that that's why dishonest beauty reviews are not, nobody cares, because it's not about the review. It's not about that. It's about the likability of the person and how entertaining they are. And I think that's why, creators like James Charles still have a lot of eyes, is that people don't necessarily care about the creator's values. They care that the person is bringing some kind of happiness to them in the entertainment value. And I'm speaking in general. I'm not talking to you person. I'm not talking to you. I'm saying in general, as an industry, when I'm looking at trends, when I'm looking at what's popular and what's doing really well. So, Yeah, it's all about sensationalism. I mean, you look at like Meredith Duxbury and how she blew up from putting the pounds and pounds of foundation on and blending it out and making it look absolutely beautiful. People get sucked in, like the emotion of horror of seeing her put that much makeup on her face, and then the moment of, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous, and then the wondering of, did she actually keep that much foundation on her face? Or did she wipe some of it off? Like, how did she get that pretty from that? So you have all these emotions that run through your mind in that minute and a half or whatever that you're watching a Meredith Duxbury short, or a minute or whatever. And that's what keeps people coming back, is people want to feel emotion. It's not necessarily about the critical analytics of it anymore. It's not about learning. It's not about um, being helpful anymore. It's about just the entertainment value and the sensationalism and enjoying that sensationalism. So how this relates to, people that are currently making content is, I personally feel like if someone is trying to do the things that were successful, even in 2021 and 2022, it's not working anymore. I personally feel like there has to be an entertainment value to content, no matter what it is, no matter what the topic is. It has to have some kind of entertainment value. It can't just be about education anymore. It can't just be about someone being really talented anymore. There has to be some kind of emotion evoked in the audience. And that's why, one of the reasons why I think Behind the Controversy does so well is because it evokes emotion. And I feel like if I was still doing what I loved to do in 2018, 2019, 2020, those in-depth makeup reviews where I'm talking about ingredient analysis and stuff, they would tank. They would absolutely tank. They were some of my best videos back then, was like comparing ABH eyeshadow palettes, hundreds of thousands of views. Now videos that would get hundreds of thousands of views a few years ago would probably get maybe 5,000, 6,000 views. It's just, people are looking for different things. So my personal advice from my arrogant lens, I feel really awkward because as women, we are taught not to have confidence. We are taught to not. We're taught to dull our own shine. And I don't think I know everything. I definitely don't. But if a friend came to me and they said, what could I do? What can I do? Um, I would say there needs to be some kind of entertainment value. You need to evoke emotion somehow. And I don't know how that is for every individual creator. I don't know how that plays in. But I think laughter is a great way. If you can make your audience laugh. But some people are just not funny people. Like, I'm not a funny person. I've tried really hard to be funny, and sometimes I'll get a one-liner out there and it's pretty funny, but trying to make like comedic content is not a avenue that I can do. Some people can, but I think that is, if people have that comedic comedy, I think that is a huge strength that people need to play up on. I think in any way to bring the viewer in and make them get sucked into the content in that way, because just doing makeup reviews and just doing tutorials is limiting the audience. Of course, there'll always be people watching, right? And a video with, thousands of views, that's incredible. Like, thousands of people chose to click on, like, you put thousands of people in a room, that's a lot of freaking people watching. Like, that is a feat to get thousands of views on a video. But I would love to see more people watching beauty content, like more thousands, like the way it was in 2016. I would love to see more of that. And I think the way to do that is through entertainment. And that's going to mean something different to every single creator. All right, I'm being a professional yapper right now, so I'm going to see what you all are saying. Dog Walker says, I love ingredient analysis. I watch Chemist Confessions. The host used to work at L'Oreal. Nice. And I also think of, like, for example, I think that there's another piece that I want to talk about with this that you just made me think of. So with ingredient analysis, right? One of the big weaknesses for me with ingredient analysis is that I was not formally trained in that. Everything I learned from professionals secondhand, or I learned from online, from researching. I was not formally trained, but you look at people like the lipstick lesbians who she's professionally trained. She knows what she's talking about, but she's also, the way she explains things is fascinating. It's very interesting. And she explains it in a way that's easy to understand. And she's very likable overall. She gives off a likable vibe. Of course, nobody's going to be liked by everybody, but she gives off a very likable vibe. And the way that she phrases things, she explains it in a way that is interesting. And that's the emotion that she evokes, is the wow emotion. I just got something really interesting out of this from a professional, that I can trust the source, and she's professional. And I also learned something, and also I like her. And I think that's why she's doing so well. And I know it's both of them, but the I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what her what her name is. I knew it at one point. I did not commit it to long-term memory. But I think that's why they can do ingredient analysis and other people cannot, is those professional credentials. And also the likability factor and how good she is at explaining things. Pam says Lipstick Lesbians was probably the only influencer who was honest on the point of view products. Yes. But I think that if she was just honest and didn't have the professional credentials and didn't explain things in that way that she's explains things, I don't think that she would be as popular. I don't think the honesty is enough. She's got that extra zhoosh. She's got the extra oomph, right? Sandra, she's mostly on TikTok and Instagram. I think that they do have a YouTube channel as well, but I don't know how big of an audience she has on YouTube. Thank you, Flory. Hi, Flory. Hit the like button. Yes. Let's see. Dolphins Girl. I think the downfall of popularity of subscription boxes has also had a huge impact on the type of videos that catch most eyeballs. That is an excellent point. That is an excellent point. And I think that was another thing that we just kind of lost track of. We just kind of lost our passion for it. It just got stale, And I think that there were a lot of, I did a whole video on the downfall of subscription boxes at one point, but yeah, I think it just got really stale, and people started getting way too much stuff that they didn't use, and they realized that they were spending money on a lot of things that were just collecting. A lot of people were trying to unload stuff on Mercari because they just had so much stuff, all those swap groups and stuff. And people realized they were just wasting their money. And I think it just took a while for people to get there. There are still people that really love subscription boxes, though. And I'm glad they're still around for people that enjoy them. I still enjoy the surprise aspect. I would still get FabFitFun if they didn't go all Elon Musk ridiculous and go F yourself code. I have a whole thing on, if you Google FabFitFun Elon Musk, you'll find the story that they had a discount code that was go F yourself because of an Elon Musk reference. And I was like, I cannot with this company anymore. But I loved that subscription so much. I probably would still have it if they didn't do that. But, values and all. But yes, I agree with you. I think that had a huge impact on videos catching up, because for the long time with subscription boxes, it wasn't like, it was very niche to do subscription box unboxings, but then BoxyCharm started paying the bigger creators like Manny to unbox BoxyCharm. And then that's when it hit more mainstream. And I think that was kind of the beginning of the end of subscription boxes, that it got like less niche and more mainstream. And then as more people started getting them, just got real tired. Nox Hydra says, another creator I love that has nowhere near the follow she should is Makeup Just for Fun. Amanda's amazing. She's so quirky and has really great makeup tutorials. Oh, 100%. And I will tell you, let me make you feel real happy right now. She is so freaking lovely in person. I have met Amanda multiple times. There was one particular time we were at a Creators and Friends and we were sitting on the couch and we had the best conversation. She has the best sense of humor and is just lovely. Like I'm not friends with her. I don't talk to her, but I have an admiration for who Amanda is as a person. And like she just really made an impact on me in that conversation. And I hope that I get to spend more time with her in the future because she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. Jenna says, well, the first wave of beauty gurus kind of did a good job of teaching us techniques and formulas. Then we had preferences and we weren't as impressed by mini product variety. LOL. Yeah. And I think that, once we learned the techniques, it's like, okay, I'm good. I don't need another cut crease tutorial. Okay, I already know how to do that. So I think that where that went after that, after the tutorials, was the review paired with the tutorial, which is extremely helpful and valuable if you're looking to buy a certain product. It's very, very valuable. And this is one thing I don't understand. I don't know why people don't watch those as much, like the tutorial for specific products. Maybe because we're just as a group not buying as many products, that we don't need a tutorial as much on individual products like we used to, because we're just not buying all the things. Like we used to be excited about makeup launches. We used to be like, oh my gosh, what is Too Faced going to come out with next, right? Or what's, this brand or that brand going to come out with next? And we just don't get that excitement anymore about individual launches. How do we get that back? I don't know. Like, what would excite us now? I feel like okay, so this is something we talked about in the declutters. And I feel like this is something brands need to tap into that they have not been. And it's the packaging. Okay, so like, for example, I showed this. If you watch this in the declutter, I apologize for the repetition. Let's talk about this. Okay. This is the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean Treasure in the Stars palette. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of thick. It's kind of bulky, whatever. All right. So you open it up. Looks pretty basic, right? Had a brush here. No idea what happened to that. Colors, pretty quote unquote wearable. Got a little mirror. Fine, whatever. Blush palette. Like a treasure. It's like a treasure box where you can put the blush palette. Companies need to do more stuff like this because we haven't done this in a while. It's been a minute since we've come out with cool stuff like this. Here's another one. Urban Decay, Alice Through the Looking Glass. Okay. Eyeshadow palettes in here. Okay. There it is. Open it up. It says, I'm not strange, weird, off, nor crazy. My reality is just different from yours. Little tiny obstructed mirror. Open it up. There's a freaking butterfly inside. And you can make it flat. Holding it up is not as functional. When was the last time we saw brands come out with something like this? And I think it's because of the cost. This is probably very expensive to produce. And if you don't know if it's going to sell, that's a big risk. But I think if we brought back interesting collectible packaging, I think that might be a reason for people to start buying things unnecessarily again, because that's really where it comes from, is overconsumption. And things like this cause overconsumption. And that's what the businesses want. I'm not saying that's what we want. I'm saying that's what the businesses want, right? So that's just a couple of examples that I feel like brands could do to bring people back in to overconsumption of cosmetics, which would boost up beauty videos again. So, okay. So let me just take a little break and we are going to talk about what's on my face today very quickly. I have a new coffee mug as my husband made me a second cup of coffee. Oh, that's delicious. What did he do to this? Mm. I think he might have put some syrup in it. Oh, that's good. Well done, husband. Well done. Okay, let's talk about what's on my face really quickly. Nomad Cosmetics. This was sent in PR. This is their Route 66 palette. Very nice palette. I love Nomad Cosmetics eyeshadows. They're fantastic. I use just this like little corner here. And then I was at a loss because I wanted to do like a little bit of like a light blue, like almost white. And I thought that this shade right here came off a little more white. So it ended up looking a little weird. Not the biggest fan of this combo. But this is the Sigma Cinderella palette. This also was PR. I used a little bit of this and then instantly regretted it. So I layered on top the shade Wishful to try to like calm it down the blue a little bit because it looked super weird. But yeah, this is what we ended up with. And I don't hate it, but I don't love it as far as this look, but this palette's fantastic. The Sigma Disney palettes are so good. This one, not Snow White, the Beauty and the Beast one, the Little Mermaid one, absolutely fantastic quality. And I grabbed a Sigma blush too. This was also sent in PR. This is the Sigma blush in Corta Rosa is my blush today. And then on my lips, I actually use a lip gloss and the Nomad palette. It's a combination of these two shades is my lipstick today. And there's me. And I broke the mirror. I did that. That was my fault. I don't know how, but I know it didn't come like that. So lots of years of bad luck, unfortunately. Hopefully not, because things are good. So hopefully not. But yeah, that's my lipstick today is a combo of those two shades with some lip gloss. So that is what is on my face today. Let's jump back into this conversation. Dolphins Gold, did you hear that they're working on a sequel to Dogma? That has always been my favorite of his movies. You know, I knew that they were re-releasing Dogma somehow. Because freaking the Weinstein guy, the bad one, he like owns the rights to Dogma and won't give it to Kevin. So he can't like put that out. We can't even watch Dogma. But yes, I did hear that they were working on that. If you don't know, in a previous life, I don't know if Daniel's still here. I think I saw Daniel was here. That's how I met him. I was a big part of the Kevin Smith online community. He had a message board back in, well, first it was just like almost like a Discord before Discord was a thing. That was when I joined. It was like it was kind of Discordy. And then, no, it was even like more low tech than Discord. It's like a chat thing. I don't know what it was. So that was in 1999 was when I started in that. And then in 2000, I went to my first event with Kevin's group, with the Kevin Smith fans. And then I joined their one that was like more like a message board. There's more like a Discord. And I was part of that community until like 2005. So like I went to Kevin's 37th birthday party. He threw a prom and it was amazing. And I still every once in a while talk to some of the people that I met in that community. So that was my life before YouTube. And I remember at Kevin's birthday party, I was making like a little documentary about Kevin's, because I had a YouTube channel at that time. This is so off topic. I was making a little documentary of the event and I, was doing little videos with different people there, like his wife, Jen and Kevin. And there was a point where Kevin was dancing. It was like a circle and he was dancing with his daughter, Harley, who was like, I don't know, 10 at the time, something like that. She's like a full adult now, actress of her own right. And he's dancing with Harley and he came up to me afterward and he was like, Jen, like, if you put that on the internet, I will kill you. I was like, Kevin, I won't. If you tell me not to put it on, I'm not going to put it on the internet. And he's like, okay. I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah. So I don't know if he would still know who I am at this point because it's been a long time. He probably would not. I mean, this is 2005 was the last time I saw him. So, but yeah, I was really deep into that. And then I started getting into YouTube more. And that was when I stopped. I stopped being a part of that community and the community died. But anyway, that's a long story to say why I have a Clerks 2 mug. I was at the Clerks 2 premiere. I'm in the behind the scenes, like they did like a little, I'm in the audience in the front corner wearing a pink sweater. If you have the DVD of Clerks 2. I'm sitting in the audience. But anyway, okay. So if you don't know Kevin Smith, it's, dude humor from back in the day, but very smart. Very smart. Sequel to Spaceballs is coming. It is. I'm very excited about that. I think they're going to do it justice. Mel Brooks is on board. I'm good. As long as Mel Brooks is on board, I'm good on that. Victoria says Kevin got the rights back. What? No. Kevin got the rights back to Dogma and you can stream it now? No way. Okay. All right. I got to go look that up. That's exciting. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to beauty stuff because I've gone off topic for way too long. Okay. So yeah, you can find old pictures. I actually did, and I don't think I've ever said this on here. I actually did modeling for them back in the day where I was like in my underwear. I did. He used to sell like things that were in movies to fans. So they had to put up listings for the things. And I did modeling for them once. It was called something askew. What was it? I can't remember. But anyway, the shirt that Kevin wears in Dogma, I wore that shirt when the green shirt that he wore, I wore that and I modeled it because Kevin was selling it. Auctions Askew. That's what it was called. So there's a picture of me somewhere wearing that sweater, that shirt that he was wearing in Dogma. So that's a whole nother thing. So I've told you I was deep in that community. So it was called Auctions Askew was that because View Askew is his production company. All right. But anyway, so that's Jen Love lore that I've never said, I don't think on camera because I was so scared to say because I thought people would judge me. And if those pictures are not great, like if you ever find them, I'm not proud of them. I'm not like, it was not my most shining moment. I'd never had a model body. So, don't think that I think I'm all that for that. If anybody ever got a hold of those, they would roast me probably. All right. Anyway, I need to move on. So let's talk about, where were we? What were we talking about? I can't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about, okay, about content creators now and what they can do to bring another level of awesomeness to their content. And I was saying entertainment, evoking emotion. It's got to be more than just educational and talent. There has to be something else to bring those eyeballs. And it has to be engaging. It can't just be sitting in front of a camera and just talking and just yapping. There has to be more. And I think that's part of why, like the live chats, we're very niche here. It's the lowest viewed content on my channel because it's very yappy. It's very conversational. It's very 2018. 2019. The only time my live chats get a mass reach is when we're talking about drama, when we're evoking emotion. And that just doesn't, you can't manufacture that in a live chat. So we get to be niche here on live chat and just be like the people, like we get to just be core. And I'm okay with that. But in order for a yappy video to get views, there has to be some kind of emotion evoked. So yes, that's why Bailey Sarian became so popular, true crime and makeup, 100%. And it does not hurt that Bailey is freaking gorgeous and freaking talented. She has a personality on her that is just next level. She's a nice person, but she's not boring. She's nice and funny. And she gives off good vibes. I know there are a lot of people that don't like true crime content. Like I watched Bailey's true crime stuff for a while because I liked her, but true crime has never been my personal thing that I enjoy watching. Those stories, they upset me. So I don't like I know people are like really intrigued, and I used to be intrigued by that stuff like back in the day, but I can't watch it anymore. Like I get too upset watching true crime stuff I like fake crime stuff I'm okay with, but true crime really like Like, I get why other people like it because I used to be into it, but I can't anymore. So I say all of that to say I get why there are criticisms of Bailey doing makeup and talking about true crime. Like, I get it, but I also understand why she's so popular. Um, because it's the entertainment factor. She's got that it factor. She's got it. Kendall Ray, another person, does true crime so well. So well. These are all people that I like have like mild connections to. So I get excited when y'all talk about people that I know, like ish. No ish. They're not people I'm friends with, but they're people that I've known throughout my days. Um, but yeah. But yeah, dark history. Yes. So as far as like content creators now, I don't the thing is it has to be different for every creator as far as like what's going to bring in views. And the problem is, this is a big problem that I see happening is that sometimes the trends in content go away from who that person is as a person. Like, because we can't just change who we are because the trends change. We're not television shows, we're not movies, we're not like if deep dives and makeup news becomes boring and people don't want to watch it anymore, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't know what I would do. It's just sometimes it fits and sometimes it doesn't with who you are as a person, and that makes it really challenging for content creators that used to do really, really well and are not doing really, really well anymore because what they do well just isn't popular anymore, and it's so unfortunate. And I don't know, I feel like there just has to be something to bring in beyond, and I don't know what that is for each individual creator. I do have a friend that does coaching for YouTube channels. Her name is Erica Vieira, and she does a fantastic job helping content creators find that magic. So if content creators are watching this and you're interested in growing your YouTube channel, I definitely recommend checking out what did she change her YouTube channel to? If you type in Erica Vieira YouTube, Viera, I think is how she spells it. But she's a great resource. She has a YouTube channel and gives excellent advice as far as how to grow a YouTube channel. But it's really hard to find your personal magic and pair that to what's popular because it's not necessarily a good match. And it's really unfortunate because there are a lot of content creators that are just really great people and create really great content, just aren't getting the views that they should be getting based on the quality of the content and how hard they work. Because that's another thing to keep in mind as a content creator is that audiences don't owe you anything. YouTube doesn't owe you anything. And by you, I mean me as well. They don't owe us anything. We could work so this is the thing. Like if you go into a job with a salary, you're getting paid that. If you go into a job with an hourly rate, you're getting paid that. With YouTube, with any kind of content creation, you could work 40 hours a week and get paid $0 and nobody would owe you anything. So it's really hard to find that thing that's going to give you that return on investment while staying true to yourself and also getting popular. It is hard because if it was easy, a lot more people would be doing it. But it's not easy. It's hard. And I got really freaking lucky that what I love doing is also popular right now. I got really lucky. Really, really lucky. And it may not be like this forever. It may not be like this forever. And it's not like my content is freaking blowing up. It's not gonna getting a million views a video. It's just my channel is doing better than it ever has because of what I'm doing is matching up to what's popular. And I think a lot of that is just luck, honestly. Julie, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hi, Jen. Jen's been a member for 49 months, which is thank you. You're amazing. I used to listen to True Crime Now movie TV. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's really hard. It's really, really hard because, especially people that go on long breaks and then they come back. That's really difficult to come back because the things change, trends change, people's viewing habits change, and it's really hard. It's very challenging. And again, I don't pretend to know all the answers because I don't. I absolutely don't. I'm just trying to like share what my opinion is and what I've observed, and hopefully it'll be helpful to somebody. But please don't take this as me thinking I have all the answers, because I absolutely don't. But I see this a lot in my comment section, people saying that they just don't watch beauty videos anymore. And I think it's because a lot of the content in the beauty space is very similar to what used to do really well. Um, and it's figuring out what that pivot is for everybody. And it may not be, I mean, there's so many ways we could pivot. And I just want to see us do better as a community, and not do better. I want to see us get more eyeballs on the community. I want to see us back to our 2016 glory of so many eyeballs on us. But like, even if you look at like the biggest creators, like they don't have nearly the eyeballs that they used to, unless they're doing entertainment. Like you look at Manny and Laura and the Full Coverage podcast, they're basically a drama channel now. Manny and Laura have turned into a drama channel, drama commentary channel, because they saw it. They saw the writing on the wall and they knew it and they went there. Did you ever think that Manny and Laura would have a podcast talking about drama? I didn't. But the content that they used to make just doesn't get the same views as it used to. But I mean, I feel like, a lot of us were brought up on honesty. And if we're trying to translate that over to TikTok, it's just not working, because nobody cares over there if you're being honest or not. They don't care. They do not care. It is a totally different world over on TikTok. This is fascinating to me. Let me tell you something that was absolutely fascinating to find out. So I started uploading more on TikTok. So what I started doing was, after I film What's Up in Makeup, I do little short versions of the main stories of What's Up in Makeup, and I upload them to TikTok, right? And I was like, oh, my YouTube audience, I want to let my YouTube audience know that I'm over on TikTok. So I put up a community post. If y'all saw it, thank you for contributing if you did, or, liking or whatever. So I put up a post on YouTube community and was like, hey, I'm posting over on TikTok. Come over here. I'm over there. I would say there's maybe 2 comments over there, people saying, cool, I'm going over. Literally, if you go over that post, everybody's like, I'm not on TikTok. I don't do TikTok, but best of luck to you. Oh, that's great for you, but I'm not on TikTok. Y'all are not on TikTok. My people here are not on TikTok for the most part. Y'all are not over there. Some of you are, but a lot of y'all are not on TikTok. It is an entirely different group of people over there that have entirely different wants and needs and likes and desires over there. Totally different group of people. The other thing I found fascinating is that my posts over there that are doing well, I have like 4,000 followers over there, okay? My posts over there that are doing well, I have one, the most popular one is the trailer for the Too Faced Behind the Controversy. Jeffree Star is the main image there. The comments on that, there are so many people that are like, oh my gosh, Jen, I haven't seen you since 2016. You're over on TikTok. I can't believe you were on my FYP, my For You page. I can't believe you're over here. Like, that's so cool. People that left YouTube for short form, that used to be one of us and are no longer here, over on TikTok. Like, that just blew me away. The information they don't know over there that we know here, like the history of James Charles, they don't know any of that stuff over there. Like, it's wild. It's like 2 completely different worlds. It completely blew me away. Like, and when y'all told me y'all are not on TikTok, I was honestly shocked. I was surprised. So I think that's another thing that beauty content creators need to navigate, which is really hard, is how different. Like, if somebody wants to go from Instagram and TikTok over to YouTube, it's not going to work. It's not the same thing. Like, it's not the same people. It's kind of wild how we've segmented off like that. Yeah, not a fan of TikTok, Melissa says. Nikki says, TikTok is Wild Wild West mayhem, not for me. Wendy says, TikTok is my happy place. I have to look you up there. Yes, come follow me. I would love to be monetized over there. I did a little calculation and figured out that if I go at my current rate of growth, I could be monetized by October. If I continue uploading 3 to 4 times a week, I might be monetized by October over on TikTok. I can make my 12 cents or whatever. Like I have a very small platform over there, very small. But I TikTok is so controversial, and I feel like a lot of people on YouTube, I think a lot of us over here, we're scared of TikTok because of, the data privacy stuff that we've heard about. And um there's a lot of it's like the Wild Wild West, like it's like the unknown, right? And it's a lot of brain rot over there. It's a lot of like dumb stuff. Like right now, it's the AI filters that you upload a picture and the AI filter makes something happen. So a bear will start running after you, or there'll be a bird that'll pull your hair off and run away from it. Like it'll be like, oh, it's AI generated and it's just from a picture. And those are like really, really popular right now. It's just people uploading a picture to these filters. It's totally different. It's so different over there, and it's brain rot. It's brain rot. I mean, there's definitely some intellectual stuff over there. I found some intellectual stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that's like what is even happening? Yeah, hour-long videos. I love hour-long videos too. That's a lot of the reason why I make them. I love listening to them. Hannah Alonso is still my goat right now. I watch so much Hannah Alonso. I think I've watched probably 90% of the videos on her channel, like hundreds. I've probably watched at least 90% of the videos on her channel. So I love her content. And Hannah Alonso does anti-MLM stuff, but she's doing more like influencer commentary now because it does really well for her. She's amazing. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So great point. Zemimsky, but aren't podcasts about chatting and yapping? Yes. And I don't understand them. I don't understand. I can't get in like there unless I'm getting something out of it, like just people sitting around chatting and yapping, I can't. Like I don't even Mandy and Laura's podcast, it's too much yapping. Like I can't. Maybe it's the conversational aspect because I don't know though. What do you think? People that listen to podcasts, do you think that podcasts with two or more people are more appealing than just one? I don't know. I feel like that conversation sometimes is really good. I don't know, but yeah, I think you make a really good point there. Thank you for that. Yeah. But I think you have to be saying something. Well, but see, the thing is, there's lots of podcasts that do well, or they're not really saying much. I don't understand it. There's some things that I just don't understand, and I admit it, I don't understand. Louise says there are longer videos on TikToks, but they're not the most popular ones, I guess. They show a lot of on my For You page because I tend to engage and the algorithm goes with it. Yeah, the algorithm really dials in on that. Absolutely. I think it's the watch time on them. I think it just depends on the watch time because I think TikTok tracks the watch time. Lisa says not a fan of podcasts. I like some of them. Like I have to be getting something out of it. Like I have to be learning something in order to get into a podcast. I like podcasts for education. That's just me. Pam says the algorithm on TikTok is so strange. I'll have a video for makeup, and the next video will be 500 people watching the same wrap up runners, bands, and a watermelon. Yeah, it's so weird. Sometimes it feeds me weird things. I'm like, what is even happening? Like, what even is this? Tom is here. Hi, Tom. Speaking of somebody doing things differently, I'm telling you, go watch Hot Mess Tom. Hot Mess Tom. Hot Mess Tom. I would say Hot Mess Tom. Is it Hot Mess or Hot Mess? I don't think I've ever heard you say. I say Hot Mess Tom. Podcasts are great background noise for work because you can weave in and out of paying attention. Yes, and I love that. That's like the best. Go to Tom's channel and go subscribe because Tom puts out very entertaining. Like Tom's doing everything right, in my opinion. Giving you that makeup knowledge in an entertaining way. That's my opinion. Tom needs to blow up. And I tell them this all the time. I tell them this all the time. Lisa says, Jen, I agree. I've listened to a handful, but it's got to be something I'm truly interested in. Yeah. I like that. I like the educational, like where I feel like I'm getting something out of it. Even if it's just a conversation, if they're talking about something where it's going to bring my thinking to a new level, I like that. Hope Mess. Yeah. That's what I said. Okay. All right. Yes. Hope Mess. I got it right. Rhymes with boat mess. That's what I thought. Sometimes my brain glitches. I'm like, is that right? Like, have you ever done that where you're like reading a word and you're like, that word looks weird. And it's a word you've read since like kindergarten, but it still looks weird. Or like you're trying to spell something and you're like, is that the way that's spelled? And you know it's right. Like the word receipt. I still can't spell the word receipt. Never been able to spell that word. Autocorrect gets me every time they have to fix me because I still can't spell receipt. Weird. All right. But anyway, so just to wrap this up, I feel like we're never going to get back to 2016. And I think that the sooner creators recognize that what was popular in 2016 is never going to be popular again in that form, I think that we're going to be able to bring more attention to our beauty space. I think that we need to evolve from that. Take what was popular in 2016 and evolve it. You know, bring it to that next level of bringing something else along with that. Okay, so like Erin Parsons. Okay, Erin Parsons is amazing. If you don't know her, she does mostly short form, I think all short form of like makeup history stuff. Absolutely freaking fascinating, right? Gorgeous, talented, does reviews of products, but also has that history element to it to make her stand out as unique. Like we need more of that. We need more Erin Parsons. Like something to make it be different. To stand out, to bring more than just a review, more than just a tutorial. And hopefully people can find that because I am rooting for every single beauty content creator to do well. I want all of us to thrive. I want all of us to be crushing it. I want to bring back all those eyeballs to the beauty space on YouTube. And if there's ever anything I can do to help any beauty creator, and people will vouch for this, I will help anybody that needs help. And I hope that this live chat came off as me wanting to help and not me trying to tell people what to do or think I know everything, because that is something I get accused of often. And I think that it's my delivery, I think, can come off as very know-it-all sometimes, which is not intentional. And I'm going to blame my neurodivergency and that I'm still working on it. But just know, please know from my soul that this is me trying. This is how I'm trying to help. And I would never try to tell anybody what to do. I just want to see everybody succeed. I want to see all of us do well. And I will help anybody. Like, tell me what you need. How can I support you? How can I help you? And if this advice does not resonate, then that's totally okay. 100% okay. And I wish you all the best of luck with everything. Because I want our beauty space to come back at full force. And it makes me sad that there's so many creators that are struggling right now, and I want to see creators do well. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Next week is going to be normal week. No Friday video. I'm still figuring out what the next Friday video is going to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to have an interview for this behind the controversy. I had an idea of one person. I asked the person and then I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. And then like, I don't know. It's just been weird. So I don't know if we're going to have an interview or not. So I need to figure out what my next behind the controversy is going to be. I have a few ideas. So there's no Friday video this week. And then the next time I'm going to not be here is July 20th, I want to say, is the date. In the middle of July, there's going to be a weekend where I will not be here because I'm going with my husband to celebrate our 20-year wedding anniversary, going to Rocky Mountain National Park, and we are going to do all the outdoor things and have a great time. And just the two of us go off for our anniversary for a week. So I'm very, very excited about that. So that's mid-July because our 20-year anniversary is July 17th. So that's the next time that I won't be here, but yeah, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Mad love to you. And I will see you for What's Up and Makeup next weekend. All right. Bye.